Robert Corelli, Staff Sergeant Darren Cunningham, First Lieutenant Travis Bullen, Lieutenant Corporal Demetrios Gabriel, Lieutenant Corporal Nicholas Schiavone.
Warrant Officer Stephen Wells, Captain Joel Cahill, Staff Sergeant Clint Story, PFC Matthew Bean, First Lieutenant Brian McPhillips, Sergeant Glenn Allison, Lance Corporal Jeffrey Burgess, Captain Christopher Sullivan, Lance Corporal Alex Arredondo, Corporal Jeffrey Lucy, Corporal Brian Oliveira, Captain Benjamin Sanis, Specialist Daniel Cunningham.
Non-denominational NGO of the UN. With special thanks to Penny Joy Snyder Light for bringing this from St. Paul's. I invite you to join me in a time of prayer before we move forward with some other remarks and the reading of the other names that make up that 4,300 lot. Join me now in the spirit of prayer and meditation. Spirit of life, God of love, mystery of creation known, invoked, and treasured by so many names. We gather here to mark that which we hold most dear, the very breath, life, and spirit of our brothers and sisters, mothers, daughters, sons, brothers, sisters, partners, friends. We gather with heavy hearts. Among us those grieving the unimaginable, those who have lost loved ones. Among us are those who served alongside comrades who would not return, and those who would return forever altered. Among us those who know war too well, those who served faithfully and know death in ways that inhabit nightmares and on some days waking hours. We gather with hopeful hearts as well. Among us, those looking to a new way of being in the world, a way that will lead to a more rapid return of our soldiers. Among us, those looking with new eyes at raising awareness of the needs of those already home, but facing economic and health issues that should shame our nation. Among us, those who know that change will not arrive without our voice. Our call to fulfill the promise, end the occupation, tell the truth, and take good care. As we prepare to continue to honor with the reading of the names of those lost in the Iraq War, let's first take a moment to make ourselves ready. For it is in this sacred space that we might make a decision to be sure, to be very sure, these lives will not be forgotten. That their lives remain more than simply names on a list. That their lives and their deaths fuel and refuel our own lives, that we might achieve a more peaceful and just world. Please join me in a full minute of silence, which will be broken by the sound of the gong. He opposed. Over 12,000 military personnel will be returning home this summer. Yes, 50,000 troops remain. We should be asking over and over again, why, for what mission, and on what timeline? And what of those who have returned? Our veterans deserve full health care, including psychological support for post-traumatic stress disorder, jobs with dignity and affordable housing. We must support appropriations for this in the supplemental budget coming up in Congress. The trillions that we have spent on this war have helped lead to the economic recession that we're in.
Andrew J. Olmsted, Duncan Charles Brookston, Benjamin K. Brosh, Matthew R. Vandergrift, Ronald J. Tucker, Glenn E. Martinez, The good news is he completed his tour with the Army. The bad news is they scared him so much that they would recall him that he ended up joining the Massachusetts National Guard. So he returned to Massachusetts last November and since then has attended Guard meetings that these poor people have to endure. They are not letting them out. My son found out since stop loss got recognized, they let them discharge and recall them. And when you're 20 or 21 and they tell you come back or we'll put you in jail, unfortunately he believed them. So now we have a tour in Iraq. These National Guard groups do end up getting deployed to Iraq. His unit's scheduled for Afghanistan in about a year and a half. There are movements afoot to keep our National Guard national, to keep them in the States. That's another way that we can get involved. So as Maureen said, we need all your help. Thank you for coming. Anything we can do to help get these guys home and take care of them when they get here. Thank you.